everyone, it is week 4 of our Made to Crave book study. Thank you for joining us again. Today we are doing chapter 4, Friends Don't Let Friends Eat Before Thinking.
Yes.
So, just to dive right in, this section of the book is just kind of about how accountability can play a huge role in your
healthy eating plan.
Yeah, healthy eating plan. So, the first thing that I want to point out is that I love the first sentence of this chapter. It says, "Stop in the name of love before you break my heart." And I like to imagine God saying this to me.
That's good.
Yeah. So, she kind of talks in this chapter about how it's pretty important that you try to go on this journey with friends keeping you accountable. It's kind of what I got from it.
Right.
And she kind of mentions how change can spark anxiety. And she actually gave us a really good Bible verse for that this week, which is 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 7 through 8. And it says, "Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Be self-controlled and alert." I thought that was a really good one. So I think we're going to have that as our focus verse for this week.
One of the quotes I got from this book was, she says, "Friends help us remember that what we're giving up in the short term will help us get what we really want in the long term."
That's good. That's really good for us.
Yeah. So you find someone that you can use to help you in this journey, whether they do it with you or whether they're willing to keep you accountable and pray for you and just check in with you every once in a while.
Definitely. And another thing she said is, let your love for your friends who are standing with you and your love for the Lord, who wants you to honor him in the way you treat your body, make you think it over. And I think that's definitely something that I need to work on. Because I usually, when I'm in a frenzy, I'm like only thinking about myself, and I need to start thinking about my friends and my family and hopefully my future family.
Right. I think it's really important to do a healthy eating journey for yourself. Like, that's what's gonna get you down the road. But take a moment and think about how you are technically doing it for other people too. You're doing it for stronger relationships. You're doing it so you can be around for, your husband and your children and things like that. So,
and not so much, I mean, those are all good points, but to add to that, like, going to amusement parks and stuff like that. Like, I know I couldn't fit on several rides.
Right.
So, like, think about the fun that you're missing out on and think about how they want you to be doing those things with them.
Right. It's a quality of life issue. And if you can't have a good time, then that's things that you're missing out on. Yeah.
I agree. Oh, and she also says, consider these scenarios. She's talking about whether or not you need accountability and if you respond to accountability well. And she said, think about these scenarios. When you see a policeman checking the speed of passing cars, are you more likely to go the speed limit? When you have a meeting with your boss first thing the next morning, are you more likely to be on time? If you know you will be called upon to share your answers in a Bible study, are you more likely to do your lesson? If you are having friends over for dinner, are you more likely to tidy your house? And when your bank account is low on funds, are you more likely to slow down on your spending? And if you answered yes to any of the 3 of these 5 questions, you are someone who responds well to accountability. So that means get yourself a friend to be accountable to. Right away.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's I think that's a good summary of the chapter itself. So I think we're going to dive into the personal reflection questions now.
Thank you.
So, number 1, when a friend experiences success with healthy food choices and losing weight, do you feel encouraged and inspired by her example, or do you feel discouraged and envious? Do you communicate your feelings to your friend or keep them to yourself?
Ooh. I think I have in the past felt a mixture of both. Like, I'm really happy for my friend in that moment. But then I'm always like, man, if I had only stuck to it, I could be there too.
And plus, I think you've had a lot of health issues hindering your weight loss. And I was dropping like big numbers, and I think you got a little frustrated with that.
Right. Like last summer when I was doing everything right and I was hardly losing anything, and Kirsten's over here dropping like 5 pounds a week.
Yeah.
That's frustrating.
But like, you know, for me, on the flip coin of that, I've envied her because she has so many less pounds to go until she's at goal. So,
and the thing is, like, everyone, we're all on the same journey, but everyone is in different positions, and everyone's journey is a little bit different. It's like, I can be envious of Kirsten, but then she has a reason to be envious of me. So in the end, we all just really need to come together and work on the main focus, which is getting healthy.
And like we were talking before, like, we need to stop comparing ourselves to other people, because that just sets us up for disappointment
and failure. And then like, this isn't worth it. Let's go get some food.
Right. Yep.
All right, number 2. Complete this sentence.
Okay.
Do I, or do I not, want to invite a friend to help me on my journey to healthy eating because...
I do want to invite a friend to help me on my journey to healthy eating because I need accountability. And otherwise I will just secretly binge and binge and binge, and I won't be able to release any of my feelings of frustration.
Right. Exactly.
Imagine keeping that all to yourself. All the struggles, and thinking that you're the only one with the problems.
So the opposite, like if you do not want someone to keep you accountable, are those reasons because you don't want the accountability? You want to be able to be secret? You want to be able to... Yeah, that's interesting. Find someone to keep you accountable.
Even if it seems like it's going to stink, because I think you're going to benefit a lot more from it.
It's going to be really hard, like no joke, being accountable to someone about the fact that you ate like 5 hamburgers or something like that.
I've had to confess to her a lot about that. But once you do it, you feel like you're kind of freed from it.
Right.
It's like off your chest. And then you feel free to start over.
Right. So yeah, it's good for everybody.
It is. So number 3, if accountability is crucial, what is the biggest challenge you face in making accountability part of your healthy eating plan?
I just don't want to be told when I'm being stupid. That's my biggest challenge.
Like I did earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part is hard. And like when I'm being picked apart for things like that, it makes me want to binge in secret. And I think that's one of my biggest challenges with being open and honest.
Right. Another difficult thing I think in having an accountability partner, especially one that's doing the journey with you, is that you're not always going to be on the same page, and one person can just be really going at it and strong, and the other person might really be struggling, and there can be some friction from the person that's doing really well trying to positively influence the person doing wrong, and sometimes they don't want to hear it at that,
Yeah, when you're so low, you're just like, you're not listening and you're not hearing everything. And I've definitely experienced that. Like, come on, you can get back on track, you can do it. And then it's like, shut up.
Yeah, it's like, just leave me alone. I want to wallow for a bit.
Right.
So that would be a really big challenge in having an accountability partner, especially if they're doing the journey with you.
I think we're finally starting to find out how to work with each other on that, though. We don't push each other's buttons as much.
Right. We can tell when, okay, I can push her in this moment and I can't push her in this moment,
Yeah.
All right. So number 4, the last question for the chapter is, if you were to imagine a life-giving experience of accountability, one that empowers you and helps you to feel companioned rather than alone in your struggles, How would you describe that experience? What kind of person would you want to be accountable to? What do you hope this person would do for you? What do you hope they would not do? How would you determine whether or not the relationship is providing effective accountability?
That is loaded.
Yeah, that is every part of an accountability partner right there.
Life-giving experience of accountability. Break that down for me. What does that even mean?
They're breathing life into you.
Oh.
Maybe. So what would be your perfect accountability partner?
Someone who lets me know when I'm being stupid, even when I don't want to be told I'm being stupid. Because I need honesty. I just won't always handle it so well at the time. But afterwards, I feel like I'm usually grateful for it once I get out of my funk. So
I think, honestly, the absolute best accountability partner is probably someone you're not that close to. Because you need that level of, like, discomfort to where you really do feel guilty confessing things to them. Because when it's a really, really close friend, there's no guilt in it, you know? And I feel like there needs to be, especially when you screw up on your diet, when you screw up on your plan.
However, let's look at this scenario. When you're doing really well and I screw up, I feel really guilty for telling you that I screwed up because I don't want to knock you off your horse because you're doing so well. I don't want to bring any negativity to you, so that kind of pushes me to try to be better.
True. But I think when you have an accountability partner that's not so close to you, they're going to give you an unbiased opinion.
That's true. I don't know.
There's so many ways that you can do it, and I think ultimately it's just finding someone who's willing to do it with you.
Well, yeah, okay, so look at this. Her and I have the friend accountability, but then we're also doing YouTube. We don't know everybody as closely. So I think that's one of the reasons that we vlog. It's because we get those unbiased opinions.
Right. There's people out there that know nothing about us except what we put in front of the camera, and then we're judged on that.
And some things I don't like to hear, and I need to get better about that. Because
there's always a little bit of truth in your critics.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
There is, and I act like, oh, they don't know anything.
Unless they're like straight up trolls.
Yeah. Straight up trolls can just...
There's
you know how I
nothing
feel
honest
about those.
in there. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah. Find an accountability partner. I think number one, just find someone who's willing to do it with you. Start there. You don't need to look for like this perfect person that has this perfect balance of this and that. Just find someone who's willing to talk to you about this.
And even it can help to have someone who's new to it too, so you don't feel like you have to put yourself up next to them and say, oh, I'm not there yet. They're doing so much better than I am.
Right.
But it is nice to have people that know what they're doing too. So that's why I like YouTube. YouTube community. You get a mix of everything. So yeah. I think that's all we really had for this week. Don't forget, our verse for this week is cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Be self-controlled and alert. That is 1 Peter chapter 5 verses 7 through 8.
And we'll catch you guys next week for chapter 5, Made for More.
And that'll be on Emily's channel.
See you guys next week.
See ya. Bye.